everyone. Today I have with me author Greta Sloan. And Greta is the author of Sunrise Chasers, which is on Kindle. You can get it on Kindle at Amazon or at the Nook.
Yes,
The
on
Nook.
the Nook.
Okay, awesome. I wish I would have asked you that, Greta, but thank you for coming on. I would have gotten a copy, but I always get I'm so like one of those Amazon people that never thinks there's other places to look. So
That's kind of how I am too. I admit it.
Amazon kind of has this thinking that they're the only people that exist. So, it's kind of worked.
Yeah.
But anyway, I loved your book so much. And I read it a little while ago because we had been postponing these videos, these interviews. And so I went back on yesterday to check it out. And I've read at least 10 books since I've read your book. And I pulled it up and I was like, oh, yes, I love this book so much. Like, I was like, yay, I get to do. I mean, this is your first book, is that correct?
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is my first book.
There's no way you can tell that from this book. I mean, I love the story so much that I can't even tell you how hooked I was into your story.
Oh, good. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
So it's amazing because, not everybody has a good first book out there. So, you should be very proud of this book. It's really cool. And I can see just from the cover on the Kindle, it has an amazing cover. I hope you put it out, on print for everybody. I don't know what the deal is with Amazon. Did you self-publish it?
I did self-publish it, yes. I chose the cover from an amazing photographer named TJ Drysdale. I was just browsing on Instagram, and I saw that picture, and I was like, yes, that's it for sure. My friend edited it for me, added the little bird in there, and so I was like, that's definitely the cover.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I love the cover. So, okay, so it's about this girl, Natalie, who I love. Because she's awesome. But, she's young. She's only 20, and her boyfriend dies in a motorcycle accident. And
right.
So that's how the book begins. And I love the journey that it goes on. And I don't know. It's like I knew halfway how I wanted it to end. We're not going to talk. We don't do spoilers. But I do love the way you got to the ending. Like, because sometimes you're like, okay, I know how I want it to end, but you don't always like how it gets there.
Right.
But I loved how it got to where it was supposed to go. I thought you did an amazing job with that.
Thank you. Yes. It was kind of like, you kind of know a little bit what's going to happen at the end, but it's just the way you tell the story. And I was worried about, it's just too predictable, but someone told me it's just the way you tell the story, how you get there is what's important. So I kind of wrote that.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because I look at these, your book is like the perfect rom-com to me, like in the movies,
Good.
I always know what I'm rooting for. And if I don't get it, I'm pissed. But what makes the good movie is how you got there. Because you have them going like, maybe it's not going to happen. Like, maybe I am going to be pissed off at this.
Yeah. I do not want to piss off my reader. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you feel betrayed at the end when the end is like, wait, what? Or a cliffhanger. And so I didn't want to do that. I wanted to not disappoint readers. So
there's this Jennifer Aniston had a movie out a couple of years ago. You're young, so I don't know if you saw it, but it was with I can't remember the guy's name anymore. Anyway, it was called The Breakup, and I went to see it in the movie theater. And I walked out so mad that they didn't get back together. And I was like, what are they doing? Like, are they trying to piss us off or what? Like,
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they were like. Probably sick of all those romantic comedies that end with them together.
Probably.
So it just was kind of a thing at the time. But I did not like that at all. I was like mad,
No, me too. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But you did. You wrote the perfect romantic comedy, that I could see. As I'm reading it, I could see it. I mean, it's you use such vivid imagery of where they were, and I could definitely see that. It would be a very cool movie. But and you are in San Diego, so I know that California very well. Lucky you being in San Diego, by the way. I'm in Pennsylvania, so.
Oh, okay. We need to switch and visit each other's
Yeah.
areas for sure.
Yeah, I've been to San
Yeah,
Diego a lot. I love San Diego. It's one of my
it's
favorite
awesome.
cities. It's beautiful.
Here's the ocean here.
Oh my gosh, look at how close you live to the. Do you live like you can see the ocean? That is so awesome.
Yes. I know you can hear it. I'm like, I was gonna go outside, but it's too loud. I was like, the ocean's too loud, so I have to come in here. So.
And that's just not something you ever get sick of, is it?
No, never, never. I've lived here my whole life, and I just have no desire to move. So
Right. Like
yeah, it was fun to add that in the book for sure. Just add the beautiful scenery of San Diego in the book. So
yeah, I don't think you would ever get like take it for granted. Like, oh, there's just the ocean. You know, like I
no,
would.
not at all.
Oh,
And all the places in the book I actually went to, also like Zion and Valley of Fire and Salvation Mountain, and that snowstorm that happened actually did happen and everything. So I was like, that would be fun to add that in the book. And
Absolutely. And I saw that
um,
you went to Phoenix. Was it University of Phoenix for college?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
for
So
psychology, right?
right. So I was like, okay, so she knows that area from like Phoenix to California pretty because I've spent some time in Phoenix too, and it's pretty amazing there. It's a really pretty city too. But I was kind of getting the idea from reading the book. I'm like, all right, so she knows this area of the country pretty well.
Yeah, that side. That's about it. But
Yeah. But okay,
explore a
so
little more for sure.
right, did you study writing in college?
I did a little bit, and I was kind of talked out of that major just because it's kind of a big chance to take to major in English. Maybe there's not a lot of jobs, and I kind of wish I had majored in that and developed writing a little bit more. But psychology really played a big part in the book too, so I'm glad I majored in that.
Right.
But yeah, I've been writing on and off for years since high school, and I was on like the school newspaper, so just been writing a long time and reading a lot. So that actually helps more reading
Absolutely.
for
Absolutely.
sure.
Especially when you're trying to write a novel. I think reading novels is really important. But I read a lot. I read a lot of self-published too, and I really couldn't tell that yours was self-published. I really couldn't. I was just assuming it because it was just on Kindle. I thought, oh, well, maybe it is self-published. But I really, really, I mean, your writing style is really good. There were no, sometimes you read self-published and you're finding errors all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell that's another thing. It's like I would have been able to tell if there would have been errors. That's one of the biggest things you pick as a reader. You're like, for some reason, your eye it draws your eye in when there are grammar and spelling, and you don't like to see it, and you don't because it takes. I think because it takes you out of the story. You don't want something that's going to distract you from the story, and that will immediately take you out of that world.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
I forgot to turn my phone off. Anyway, so that's why I don't, when I see it in self-publishing, I'm like, they should have more people reading it, or they should have, because there's things, even grammar can't get picked up on everything online. Like there are some things, but you still have to get a lot of people to read it and make sure that, and so your book is amazing for that, and I couldn't tell at all, but.
Oh, thank you. Good. That's good.
So what made you come up with the story of Natalie? Like, was it a life experience you had, or did you know somebody, or was it just, you just thought of it?
Just thought of it over a long period. I started it about 5 years ago, actually, and then it just kind of, I was like, I'll put it to the side for now, and then the funeral scene, it was just going to be the funeral scene, and I was like, well, what if, some girl burst in, and it was just things like that, like, oh, what if this, and that would be crazy, and so it was a big process for sure, but yeah, on my little hiking adventures, I would think of this kind of stuff, and my imagination would go, I've always been kind of imaginative and just dream up these kind of random people, so... Right. Yeah, it was a long process, but took a while.
No, I thought it was amazing, and that's not a spoiler because it's on the cover of on the inside cover. But I thought it was amazing to have because you need that instant conflict, and it's like it shows up before page 10, like so right away it's like, oh crap. Here's this
Yeah.
20-year-old girl, and she thinks one thing and finds out another thing, and it just sends her on a
Yeah.
spiral. So I love that there was instant conflict, and then there and had to go through resolution of that. So
Right.
yeah, I love
It was
that.
like backstory, then whoa, yeah.
Right. So
And, yeah.
you have a full-time job. Like, this is not your full-time job. Are you a teacher?
Kind of, yeah, I'm a tutor on an Indian reservation. Yeah, it's a really cool job. It's awesome. And I
That's
work for the school district too. I work in the special ed department, but right now I'm just tutoring. So it's like 30 hours a week or so. So, for a while I was out of work, so I had time to do this, and I kind of missed out a little bit, but,
right.
yeah, now I'm a tutor, so.
That's awesome. I have two grandchildren that their dad is half Indian, half American Indian.
Oh, cool.
So they're
Very
quarter
cool.
American Indian. So it's kind of cool. They don't look like
Yeah.
my daughter is blonde like me, and they're blonde, and so you can't tell. But
Oh, that's awesome.
but that's awesome. I mean, that's what I was thinking when I saw your bio. I was like, okay, so this isn't her full-time thing. So as a writer, I mean, now you've got one book under you. Okay, so what are you
Yeah.
doing? Like, are you on to the next book? Like, is that where your
Um,
head is?
I left this one open kind of for a sequel, so I'm debating if I should do that. I have some other ideas.
I'll go.
You're like, yeah.
I'll,
Okay, well, that's what I'll do.
well, you know
Yeah,
what?
I would like to do a sequel for sure.
Yeah, and you know what I found recently, like kind of a trend thing, just from meeting new authors like you. There was a woman in Canada, and she said that the best advice she ever got was somebody told her to always write in series. And she's now a full-time writer, and she has like 5 series. She keeps whiteboards of her series because she can't lose track of the character. I mean, she's crazy,
Wow.
but she's a crazy woman. But I think that a series is like standalone books to me seem like harder sells. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
if you can get them hooked into these characters, you've got so many branches of people, not
right.
just them, but you introduced other characters and they have backstories, and
Yeah.
you don't know where that goes to. But it seems like on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere I see, like, there are these fans that get attached to these series. And then they start telling you what they want.
Exactly. Yeah. No, even as a writer, after I was ending it, I was sad. I was like, I don't want this to end, so I think I'll maybe make it a little bit open so I can continue, just in case I want to. It's sad when you end it. You're like, I'm attached to these characters and don't want it to be over yet. So.
Yeah, and I think that's probably how they did it too. Like how people figured it out is because they didn't want to let them go. But I also think the fans don't want to let it go. And this is, to me, is like the perfect opportunity for a series. I see lots of open ends that you could, that you could go with, and and then get that whole fan base of people writing to you every day and telling you what to do with the characters.
Yeah. Perfect. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think that would be, and you're so young, that would just be amazing. But it was interesting how that woman said that. She was like, it was the best advice I ever got, because she had a standalone book too, and then somebody told her, like, make it in, and she was like, because she's like, God, and you know what, I like find her, I find people through random things, but when I actually did the research on her, I was like, oh my God, she has like 1 million followers on Twitter. Like, she has all these,
Wow.
she's like crazy known. Like, just because I don't know her doesn't mean that she isn't, very well known in Canada and elsewhere, so
Right.
it's with the social media the way it is. I mean, it's crazy,
Yeah. I saw The Beautiful Disaster was self-published, and I think it was a standalone book at first, but then she made it a series, and that did really well. So maybe to go on that path for sure is a good
especially
idea.
If that's what you want to be doing full time. Like, I think that that's the way to do it. Get those fans all happy, but and me, I'll be all happy too. But anyway, so it's summer now, so basically you're just tutoring and just and then going back to working, or just going to go back to writing.
A little both. It turns into like you're basically a camp counselor instead of a tutor for the summer hours, which is going to be really fun. But yeah, in my spare time, try and get the writing in as much as I can. Sometimes hard to fit in, but every now and then I'm tempted to just call in and be like, I want to just write all day, but
Aw. Aw. Well, on your Facebook page, it says that there's this thing called, you have a link to Play Buzz. And I went on that page. It kind of looks really cool. What is that?
I don't know if you see the little BuzzFeed quizzes. They're kind of silly quizzes. You take, what Disney princess are you? So I make those quizzes for fun. I was just making them for
Oh my
fun, and
gosh.
they contacted me and were like, "Do you want to get paid to do this?" And like, it just depends how many people take it, and then the amount of people that take it, you get paid that. So I was like, "Really? This is fun to do." So I just make the little quizzes every now and then for that company, and it's awesome. It's
Oh my gosh.
just a
I
fun.
always wondered who did those.
Right, right.
You
They're
know?
everywhere, right? They're everywhere.
I know it's like, what Disney character are you, or what, what hero are you, or, like those kind of things. I mean, people love those on
They
Facebook.
do, yeah.
Isn't that
I
crazy?
like taking them too. They're pretty fun. It's just yeah.
That's awesome. How do you figure that out? Like, I always wondered how you figure, like, if they answer a certain way and then you have them just get to, like, you just come up with like 5 Disney characters, and it's like, then you take those characteristics, I guess, and just go.
Yeah, be very knowledgeable about Disney, I guess. So.
Right. Do your research on Disney character. Well, that's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Yeah, that's a very cool side job. I love that. So, okay, having finished, I mean, you're a first-time author, and you actually finished a book, which, there are a lot of people out there that are like, also, all I want to do is finish a book. Okay? Like, that's,
Right.
because there are a lot of people who start books. I mean, it's
Yes.
finishing that book. That's the huge accomplishment. Do you have any advice for, people on their first book and struggling with it?
Sure. I would just take your time with it. For a while, I was trying to rush and get it done too, but just take your time. And when I would write, it would help a lot when I would just take a break for a couple days and then come back and read what I wrote, because I would have a fresh mindset. I think that's about it. And get a good editor too. That definitely helps.
Did you send it to an editor? You had it sent out.
I did.
You can definitely
Yeah.
tell. I would agree with you. I think that's perfect. And like, when you would go back, were you always amazed at like what you had written? Were you like, oh.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm very hard on myself. I'm like, I changed it so many times, and
Oh, did you?
finally I was like, okay, this is okay. But no, I'm my own hardest critic. So yeah, I would just kind of model like what I read in young adult. Like another author I really liked was Jandy Nelson. She has such a beautiful way of writing. I don't know if you read any of her. She's awesome. I even sent her like the little blurb about the book before, and she really liked it. So that was so encouraging when she said it was good. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have something here. So
Right.
yeah, just show other people too that are in the writing world. That really helps too. They'll give you a good opinion, honest opinion, sometimes very honest. So
yeah, but I always find that writers are like a community of people that really like to help each other. It's not competitive. It's like there's enough readers out there for everybody. And I see communities even on Facebook, like people always like, like if you get on those pages of, and I think that's how I found you, I think, is on one of those pages. Like, they just give advice, and somebody's stuck. They're like, well, try this, try that. I mean, they're always so generous and trying to help everybody, especially the accomplished writers,
They're very helpful, yeah. And they'll be brutally honest, and a lot of people get their feelings hurt, but you can't. Just don't worry about it. Like, just take what they're saying and take their advice for sure. They know what they're talking about probably. So
yeah. It's like, don't get your feelings hurt, that, don't become so attached to it that you can't change it up, right?
Absolutely. Just be open-minded for sure.
Did you outline it, or did you just sit down and just start writing it? Or did, like some people are hardcore outliners.
Yeah, like I had an idea from beginning to end what was going to happen. I wasn't sure about the middle exactly, and I did just kind of do a little bit of both. I did just start writing it, and for some reason, when I'm actually writing it, the ideas come more than when I'm trying so hard to think of stuff. But just sitting down and writing it, and then you look at it later and change what you need to. That's what I found to be the most effective thing for sure.
That's awesome. Well, I know I'm so happy you wrote this book, because I had so much fun with it. It was a great book. is a great book, and I want to show the people the cover of it again before we go. And you can get it at, you can, like, okay, there we go. I'm trying to make it bigger, and it like kept getting smaller, but it wasn't really working for me. The Sunrise Chasers. And Greta, please, I mean, you know where to find me. Please tell me like when the next one comes out, because I will pre-read. I'll do whatever you want. If you want me to pre-read it and, you know, put it out there, I'll do that. Yeah, I would love to read it. I love your writing. I mean, I can't give you enough compliments as a first-time writer, like, to just keep going. You're young, and you've really got a gift for this. So I really want to encourage that in you. And I hope to talk to you soon. Like, I want to talk again and about the next book. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you too, Greta. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.